This afternoon we're going to have a practice again on soothing Pitta, taking good care of your Pitta, and a reminder that we're in Pitta season, in the Pitta time of the day, and many of us are in the Pitta phase of life, or we still have our Pitta being requested of our community or our society. What I mean by that is you're in a phase of life that might have transitioned to Vata, but because this culture works past that phase and stays actively engaged in work, even in the Vata phase of life, your society, your community, your education system, like for Leslie and for others, you may be still required to have your Pitta working, giving, contributing. So we want your Pitta to be imbalanced in this way. So let's settle in. I'll just change this angle so you see me a little bit better. And so take a comfortable seat, please. We'll dive in for our practice. You may rest your hands in your lap. Close your eyes. To help Pitta, one of the things that we do is try to bring the mind of Pitta back home to the body, and also back home to your Kapha nature. Kapha is earth and water, and you can think of that as what grounds you, what helps you to be connected to your first and second chakras. And so it can be helpful for Pitta to be aware of really softening your eyes. Relax your throat. Bring your awareness down into your heart. And from your heart down into the lower region of your body. Imagine you are arriving at a cool lake in the forest. And just arriving there, you're already more tranquil. And then being able to immerse yourself in that water, you also become more tranquil. And you have a sense in the water of being one with everything. And when you stand in that kind of water and you get really still, you can see around you the reflection of the trees on the water, the reflection of the sky. And if you're standing in such a way, you can sense yourself to be a part of that reflection, a part of all that is. So set aside whatever you were doing before class, whatever you'll be doing after class. Just imagine softening your eyes, your throat, your heart, and arriving in the cool waters in your imagination. And notice how much concentration it requires for you this afternoon to have this arriving. And that might be that it's relatively immediate and your Pitta is not so out of balance, but quite at home. Or maybe that you have a stronger pull to the outside world and you have to work at bringing yourself in, and use a loving kind of concentration to do so. And then begin to deepen your breathing. So the inhale has this expansive quality, starting at the pelvic floor and moving concentrically outwards and also upwards. And your exhale can tone the pelvic floor and then zip into the low belly and up towards your navel, up towards your solar plexus. And do that for 3 times more. So you can feel the rhythm of your inhale as a way to balance your pitta. Imagine the in-breath as like loving, simple, kind. You don't have to be ferocious about it, in other words. You're not making the breath happen. You're partnering with your body's ability to breathe. And then please bring your hands together at your heart and we'll chant Om Namah Shivaya Gurave. This invocation means we honor the teacher within us. This teacher is comprised of truth, wisdom, and bliss, Sat Chit Ananda. And the teacher dispels darkness and brings luminosity, the unconditional luminosity. You may sing with me. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti Om. And with your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart. Then release your hands and please open your eyes. And taking a seat that's upright, we are going to practice some pranayama right now. So I'll ask you to do an inhale as if the tongue were making a straw, like that. It's called sitali. And for those of you whose tongues don't curl like that, you can place the tip of the tongue behind the top 2 teeth to make the inhale. So you're causing this little air conditioning system to work. And if that one's aversive to you, you can make a tiny straw to inhale like this. To help the inhale come all the way up, we will be lifting the chin in the duration of the inhale and opening the throat. And then we'll exhale out through the nose. So one time through, it looks like this. You can watch me and then you can join me. So during the exhale, I did bring my head back down. And we'll do this about 5 times and see how that feels for you. Okay, let's begin. Continue at your own pace. When you inhale through the straw, use the first third, middle, and upper third of the breath and try to correlate the rising of your chin to go with the pace of your inhale. So you're completing the inhale at the top, and when you exhale and your chin is coming down, try to sense that you're completing the exhale as your chin draws in towards your throat in this Jalandhara Bandha. So 3 times more. And when you come around to the last one, and you're completing that one, then you can rest just to reflect on the inner experience of that Sitali. You can then bring your hands to your heart, acknowledging the end of a transition in your practice. If you're now sitting on the floor or sitting on a chair or physio ball, please come to lying on your back with a blanket close by. We're going to use an elevated hip position to get started with asana. And I don't have a host today, so I'm going to shift my camera myself. There we go. So when you come back onto your yoga mat, you can have a blanket nearby. I would say have it kind of pre-rolled. Most of you know that I like this blanket roll quite a bit. So when you roll it, keep that within reach for your hands. Lie on your back with your knees bent, so that when you're lying down, you have your feet flat on the floor to start. And I'm going to ask you to try the inhale here. We're not going to raise the chin now, but we'll use the same inhale process. But we're going to take the arms overhead as you go, and as you exhale to come back down. So you'll still use your straw breathing, whichever straw breathing technique you were using. So let's try it together the first time, beginning here. And you'll exhale out through the nose and return your arms to the starting position. When you're coming down from that exhale, try to have the arms paced for the length of your exhalation. Let's try it twice more. So breathe in through the straw. And breathe out through your nose. And then one more time, please. at the end of your exhale there, and noticing what happened with your mind. And then bring the blanket roll under the back of your sacrum. So lift your hips and place your rolled blanket kind of under the back of your tailbone, or you can think of it as the lower hemisphere of the sacrum. Bring your right knee to your chest and stretch your left leg out for a gentle psoas stretch. This is not meant to be an intense psoas stretch, but for some of you, you might feel the front of your left hip quite strongly there. So hug your right knee in towards your chest. Lengthen your left leg forward. Now, as you exhale, you're going to be curling up to meet your right knee. You'll inhale to come back down. We'll exhale while we're down like this. So it's going to be a 2-part breath cycle for one experience. So 2 breaths in one cycle. So begin here with your inhale through the nose. Exhale, curl your head up towards your knee. Inhale, roll your upper back down to the floor slowly. Upper back before your head. And then exhale, let your body sigh during this exhale. So lengthen your left leg, release your shoulders, relax your tongue and your jaw. Inhale to start the next round. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, glide down, and as you're gliding down, move through your upper back and then the back of your head, and exhale like sighing. And let the sigh be the whole body, but especially eyes and throat, shoulders, and your left psoas. And one more round. Begin with your inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, roll down. And exhale to sigh. And then place your right foot on the floor. Bend your left knee and place your left foot next to your right. Notice the quality of your mind. And then bring your left knee into your chest. Reach your right leg out. So good morning to the right psoas, or good afternoon. Okay, let's start with the inhale through the nose. And then when you exhale, curl up so your head comes towards your knee. Lengthen your right leg. And inhale to roll down slowly, bringing the breath into your upper chest at the last part of your inhale. And exhale so the whole body can sigh. We'll do 3 rounds, so here comes the second one. Begin with your inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale to roll down. Exhale to sigh. Last one, inhale to roll up. Oh, sorry, inhale while you're here. Exhale to roll up. Even when you're exhaling to roll up, lengthen your right leg. And then inhale to roll down. And exhale to sigh. And place your left foot on the floor. Bend your right knee, place that one on the floor, and notice for a moment the quality of your mind. And also the access that your breath now has to your lower belly. And then lift your hips, and you can put your blanket roll aside. Roll to your side. And come up to table pose, please. You can put a blanket for your knees if you like. I have a double yoga mat, as most of you know, so I don't need the blanket for my knees right now. Please keep your rolled blanket within reach. When you come to table pose, place your hands so they're shoulder width apart. Okay, let's inhale to cat pose, so the back body broadens like a parachute. And then exhale to cow pose. And a couple days ago, we were using the cow pose with the lion's exhale. We're going to do that again. So inhale to cat. And then exhale to cow pose. Bring your heart through. Exhale through your nose right now. Now we're going to inhale while we're here. Inhale through the nose, low belly, mid belly, upper chest. And then lion's breath. Okay, inhale to cat. Exhale through the nose, cow pose. Inhale while you're here. Lion's breath. Once more, inhale, cat pose. Exhale, cow pose. Let the spine move gracefully and smoothly. And then you're going to inhale in your cow pose. And exhale, lion's breath. Now inhale to table pose. And let's take it high to downward facing dog pose. And if it's your first downward dog pose of the day, you might enjoy the feeling of it. Like, how is the mind? How is the breath? What's happened from this pranayama? If it's your first dog pose, you might also be noticing any time you spent sitting at a desk or using a computer or a small device. You might notice that in your upper back. And some of you might be noticing your calves or your hamstrings. So bring a quality of affection to the noticing, whatever it happens to be. And then please walk your feet halfway up to your hands. And then walk your hands back to your feet. So you're somewhere in the middle of your yoga mat with your feet hip distance apart. On the inhale, glide your spine forward. At the top of the inhale, bring your chin forward. Breathe through your nose. When you exhale, bow towards your legs and press into your fingertips or your blocks to help the exhale be more complete. Now we're going to do this while using the straw exhale. So we inhale through the nose to come forward. Open your throat at the top of the inhale. And then exhale like a tiny cocktail straw. Breathe out slowly so your head does come down into the pose, but your face does not need to touch your shin bones. Take twice more. Inhale through your nose. And a straw exhale. One more time. Inhale through your nose as you rise up now to upward hands pose. And exhale, hands to your heart. And now we'll take it to Surya Namaskar. And this afternoon, we're going to be using Anjaneyasana Asana in the sun salutation. So please set up where you have what you need for your knees for Anjaneyasana. Asana. Let me get this so it's easier for you to see me. Okay. can see you. You can see me. Here we go. Inhale, Ujjayi inhale. And exhale, Uttanasana, arms wide. Come down slowly. Your tongue can be behind the top 2 teeth during Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, glide your heart forward. The tongue can rest lightly there. Do not press so firmly that your Pitta is like activated. Exhale, left toes back and left knee down. Inhale, Anjane Asana. Exhale, touching the 2 blocks. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Inhale, step forward, heart forward. Uttanasana. Inhale to rise. And to the heart. Okay, same thing again. So inhale, raise up through your arms and your heart. Keep the Pitta energy cool in your body. Coming forward. Om Namah Shivaya. Heart forward. Left knee back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, descend. Inhale, step forward, heart forward. Bow to the legs. Gurave. Inhale, heart forward. Right knee back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, descend. Inhale, downward dog pose. Satchidananda. Inhale. Right foot forward and then left foot forward. Inhale to rise. To the heart. Mortaye. Inhale. Coming forward. Nishpapanchaya. Heart forward. Left knee back. Inhale to rise. Descending. Inhale forward, heart forward. Bowing to the legs. Shantaya. Inhale forward. Right knee back. Inhale, rise. Descending. Inhale, downward dog. Niralambaya. Inhale. Left foot forward, right foot forward, Uttanasana. Inhale to rise. And then hands to the heart. Tejase. And standing really still, imagine yourself again in that cool body of water, being one with all that is, all that has been, and all that will be. Now we're going to include Trikonasana in the next sun salutation. This one will be Trikonasana from when we step back to Anjaneyasana. We'll go up, we'll come down, and then we'll find our way to Trikonasana. And I will sing to you. So inhale, raise up. Uttanasana. Om Namah Shivaya. Heart forward. Left knee back. Gurave. Rising up, inhale. Descending. Sachidananda. Inhale, straighten both legs. Pivot your left heel to the floor. Exhale, Trikonasana. Mortaya. Inhale, open your triangle pose as if you were blooming in the garden. And then exhale, sweep your left arm past your left ear, root into your left heel. And exhale to release your pose, bring your left fingertips slowly down to the block on your left. Pivot your left heel up and bend your right knee. Inhale, left foot forward, heart forward. And then exhale, right knee back. Nishprapanchaya. Inhale to rise. Descending. Shantaya. This time, inhale, straighten your left leg, pivot your right heel. And then exhale to open. And open as if you were blooming in the garden. And sweep your right arm past your right ear, root into your right outer hip and your right outer heel. And then exhale, slowly bring your right hand down. And this time, inhale, step backwards to downward dog pose. Enjoy the exhale. Niralambaya. Inhale, forward to plank. Inhale, knees down. And let's go back to child's pose, placing one block under your head in child's pose. Walk your hands back towards your knees and put aside your glasses that you don't need. Okay, so we're going to use the blanket roll now for this sequence, which I'm thinking of you very specifically with this Pitta and the need for Pitta. I mean, we do have a need, those of us with a Pitta constitution, we have a need to contribute, a need to be like, I don't know, integrating, synthesizing, offering, contributing. It's kind of woven into the structure of the dosha. However, we also have a need to digest experiences and information and emotions. And so we're putting the blanket under the knees like this so that when we go down to child's pose, your hips are lower than your knees are. And it should also help you to broaden your lower back a bit more. And our sequence is going to include child's pose, but it's also going to include coming from here. So this is table pose. And we're going to slide through to seal pose. So your knees are already on the blanket, and you're going to slide through seal pose. Then we'll be going to table and backwards to child's pose with your hands staying on the blocks. Okay, so check out your own distance, what you need between your hands and your knees. And in the hands and knees position that you have chosen, now let's start together in table pose. And inhale through your nose. Exhale like a tiny straw as you go back to child's pose. Inhale forward to table pose. Exhale through the nose as you glide towards seal pose. And then in your seal pose, inhale to raise your chin. Exhale, table pose becomes child's pose. Breathe through the straw of the lips. Again, inhale, come forward to table pose. Exhale through your nose, seal pose. Inhale, raise up, lift your chin. Exhale like a straw, child's pose. Last time. When you're ready to walk your hands back to your knees and sit on your block in Zazen. When you sit on your block in Zazen, go ahead and put both sitting bones on the block. This is the wide setting for the block, not the narrow one that we were using for the pelvic floor. It's okay to keep your knees on your blankets. Notice the feeling tone of what's happening in your body. And then we're going to use 2 blankets for one last physical practice here. And you already have one blanket rolled. And I'm going to ask you Sorry, you're going to unfold it and use it more like an accordion. So what you do is, let's take the base blanket, this is the bottom blanket, and just fold it so it's this long rectangle, like this. And then take your second blanket. And when you fold this one, you're going to fold it like an accordion. So I go 1, 2, 3, and I'm taking this top part to roll it a little bit. So I have I got a piece of my own hair in my mouth, but it's not attached to my head anymore. So I gotta get rid of it. So you're rolling this, and when you roll it, make it kind of a little bit, yes, like a rope. And we're gonna come over, this is contraindicated if you're pregnant, of course, or if you have a hiatal hernia. But when you come over, try to come over into Sphinx pose. So you've got your belly button on the blanket. And you are so glad to be here in class. Yes, there is pressure. You might feel your heartbeat. And if you don't feel your heartbeat, it's okay. It doesn't mean that you don't have one. So your pelvis is on one side of the blanket and the rib cage is on the front side. So it should not feel like the blanket is impinging on any of the bones in your pelvis or your hips. Let's try to take a deep breath in through the nose, almost like you're about to yawn, and yawn into the back of your waist. And then let your body kind of sigh during the exhale. And now stretch your right arm out in front of you, please. Place your left hand on the floor nearby and roll very slightly into your right side. So there is a little pressure on the right side of your low abdomen, mid-abdomen. If you like, you can bring your left knee out to the side. You can bend the left knee and place your thigh somewhere up near your blanket. It's not essential to do that, but you're welcome to if it helps you. And then glide your left leg straight back, walk the left hand out in front, roll to your belly button, place your right hand under your right shoulder, and roll over to your left low belly. You might choose to bring your right knee up, and you're really on the low belly. You're not completely on the side waist, so you're on the mid belly, low belly, right in there. So Pitta governs the small intestine, as well as stomach and eyes and throat, but also the small intestine is a consideration. If you bend your right leg, now take it straight back, and as you roll onto your belly button, reach both arms forward. So kind of like a full prostration for a moment. Okay, 2 moments, 3 moments. And then walk your hands back to a place beneath your shoulders. Press down, come up to table, and then reach back to child's pose. You can rest your forearms on the blankets and rest your head on your forearms. That'll allow your chest and head to be a little higher than your hips are, and might give you a little opening in your upper back as your hips can descend more easily or a little bit deeper towards your heels. And then place your hands on the floor, walk yourself up to kneeling, and let's use our interesting blanket stack here for the knees for Shavasana. So what you're going to do is lie on your back with your knees supported by your blankets, like this. You can be at ease. And so once you come down to your Shavasana, give a little tuck of your shoulder blades under your heart. Right, so you can sense the chest and heart are open. And let the side chest have some space so the arms can go gently out from your torso. Yeah. I'm making my view of you a little bit easier right now. So pardon my distraction. Here we go. So now that you've come to rest, I want you to really consider Pitta as a dosha. Pitta is not that fond of resting, but Pitta needs to rest. And when you come to resting right now, think of it as a time for integration, rejuvenation. You might even tell your Pitta that your Pitta dosha relies on this rest to then be most optimally of service to oneself and to others. And in this resting time, let your eyes relax deeply as if the lids were just draping over your eyes. No sense of pressure down against the eyes. And soften the hinge of your jaw and your tongue. Invite your throat to be more and more at ease. You did use your throat a lot in the practice, especially in the pranayamas. So invite your throat to be at ease. And welcome the ease of your eyes, your throat, your tongue, to become an invitation for ease deep in your belly. And down into the small intestine, also governed by Pitta. And down to the base of your pelvis. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Gurave.
Satchidananda Modaya Nishpapanchaya Shandaya Niramaya Tejase 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 Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Modaya Nishpapan Jaya Shandaya Lambaya Tejase
Over the next few quiet moments, just begin to listen in to the dosha in your body called Pitta. This is the element of fire and water. Notice the quality of presence in the belly, in your pelvis, the feeling tone in your throat, in your eyes. And then you can lightly wiggle your fingers and your toes. And bend one knee at a time. Please roll to your side. And then use both hands to come up to sitting. Once you're up and you feel ready to, you can bring your hands together at your heart.
Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaya Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti Om. You may bow your head to your heart. Release your hands. And when you're ready to, you can open your eyes.